Today we're going to look at an interesting principle of buoyancy. And the question we're going to try and answer is, how does a battleship float? And to do this, we're going to have to look back a little bit in history and talk about Archimedes. Now, you may remember Archimedes from a previous discussion about buoyancy and how he figured out that different metals would displace a different amount of water. What he discovered, his eureka moment, was that water displacement was the important thing. When you put something into water, it displaces that amount of water. So when you think about a battleship, it's not floating, it's actually displacing water. So to prove this, we're going to take something that's kind of heavy here. It's this stack of coins that are inside a container, and you can see how when I put it in the water, it actually just sinks to the bottom. Because of the density of it and the fact that it has no way of displacing the water because it's not wide enough to do so. But if I put something in the water that's got a wider base, like say this bowl, you see that the bowl will stay on top of the water because it displaces an amount of water that makes it able to stay on top on the surface. And then I can place these coins that are heavy inside of that bowl, and it will displace an amount of water equivalent to the weight of it. And that's really the principle that's at stake here. I can take the coins back out, and the bowl will go slightly up again, and the water will displace a little bit less. I put it back in, and the water displaces down a little bit more. Now let's actually try something that's more like the battleship example. I have a boat here. It's just a plastic boat, but it's got a little weight to it. But because of the shape, it will actually sit in the water. And when I put it in the water, it displaces the water and stays above the water level, exactly as you would expect. It's not floating, it's displacing an amount of water. And I put a little mark over on the side just to kind of prove this point. This mark over here just kind of shows you where the water is. Now, it's a small amount of water that displaces, but you can clearly see that it does displace the water ever so slightly when I put the boat in and when I take it out. If this were a heavier object, say something made of steel, it would displace much more water and might actually go above the tape line there. But that's the thing we're looking at here, is the displacement of water is really what makes this work. It's not about floating, it's about buoyancy and displacement of water. It's a really cool physical effect and something you can try out at home.